Thank you all for being here. Thank you all so much. Before the school bell rings, 7 things your child needs before resumption. So before you check the school bag, check your child. Before you ask, do we have the books? Is the uniform ready? Okay. Have we bought the books? Have we bought the shoes? Have we bought the bottles? Where is the water bottle? I want you to ask yourself a different question today. Is my child actually ready to resume? Is my child actually ready to return to school? That's the question we should be asking ourselves today. Because school readiness is bigger than stationery. Because school readiness is bigger than stationery. It is bigger than a new uniform. School readiness, it is bigger than paying school fees. It is quite bigger than getting the school supplies together. Okay? Your child is not simply going back to a building. They're not simply going back to school. They are going back into an environment where they will have to mingle with other people, communicate, make decisions, manage emotions. Okay, these are the things your child is going back to. They're not going back to just a building, just looking good. No, that is not what your child is going back to. They are going back to interact with other children. They are going back to respond to authority, going back to solve problems, to handle disappointment. That is what your child is going back to. They are going to ask for help, to protect their boundaries, and sometimes navigate situations you won't be there to see. Most times you won't be there to see those situations, okay? Difficult situations. That's what your child is going back to. So today I want you to think and talk about something, okay, that you need before resumption. What does my child need before the school bell rings? What does my child need? Is it just stationery bag? No, it's not just that. The stationery bag you've planned for them. It is much more bigger, okay? It is much more bigger. It's bigger than the bags, the stationery, because you can prepare the school bag and still send an unprepared child back to school. You can prepare the school bag, prepare all the baggages you have for them, and then they are not prepared to go back to school. So that is a very thin line between preparing the school bag and preparing the child. The child needs to be prepared to go back to school, prepared to go back with their mental capacity, with their mind and emotions intact. So welcome everyone. Welcome to another powerful conversation here at the Equitable Parents Hub. You are all welcome. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm Ruth Ikhabomeh, and today we are going to have a very important conversation about before the school bell rings, 7 things your child needs before going back to school. 7 good things your child needs before resumption. And I want to say this from the beginning. This conversation is not designed to make you feel guilty. Okay, we are not here to make you feel guilty. Maybe you've already done everything. You've packed everything. That's wonderful. Maybe you haven't barely started. That's okay too. Okay, you're not yet prepared for them to go back to school. The goal today is awareness. Our goal for being here today for this conversation is awareness, because when we know better, we can prepare better. Okay, there's a popular quote from Michelle Obama that says, from Maya Angelou, later Maya Angelou, she says something that when you know better, you do better. Okay, when you don't know better, you just do things. But now when you know better, you are aware. So awareness brings you preparation, brings you being better. Okay, so we can prepare better when we know better. And as steward parents, we don't simply ask, what does my child need in school? What does my child need for school? That's not what steward parents ask. Okay, see what steward parents ask. What does my child need to thrive in this new session? What do they need to thrive in this next season? That is what steward parents ask themselves about their children. They don't just think about, oh, my child needs stationery, they need school bag, they need new uniform. Your child needs much more than that. Your child does not just need stationaries and all of that. The school bag is ready, but is the child ready? Your child's school bag is ready, but is your child ready? Is your child ready for the school? So let's imagine 2 parents. Parent A has bought everything: books, stationery bag, lunch bag, shoes, uniforms, and all of that, lunch box, water bottle, stationery. Everything is ready, but the child has been sleeping all midnight. The child spends most of the day on screens. Nobody has talked about school anxiety. Nobody has discussed friendships. Nobody has asked whether the child is excited or worried. Nobody even cares. All they just care about is preparing the child, packing their bag, packing their stationery bag, putting everything together. Oh, the child is ready to go back. Let's do this, let's do that. Nobody has asked whether the child is excited or worried. Most of the times, children are worried about going back to school, about the news, worried about the stress, the pressure. So, but nobody cares. Okay? Nobody cares most of the times. Nobody has talked about what to do if someone pressures them. Nobody talks about that. Nobody has discussed how to ask a teacher for help. So technically the child is prepared for school, okay? But technically they are prepared for school, but are they actually prepared? Now imagine parent B, okay, the school supplies are ready too, okay, that is also important, but parent B has also spent the final days helping the child to restore routines, to talk about feelings, to practice responsibility, to prepare mentally. This is what the parent B has been preparing. Discuss friendship, review boundaries, ask questions. This is what parent B have been busy doing, and prepare for the realities of the new term. That's the difference between simply getting a child ready and stewarding a child into a new season. Okay, there's a big, huge line between getting your child ready and stewarding that child for a new season. A new season, the new session is a new season in your child's life. So not just preparing, the child is going back, and the school bag is new. Please bring a new bag for my baby, bring it for my children, do this one for my child. It is far beyond that. Okay, you should be able to steward the new season of your child's life, prepare them for this new season. So there's a season for everything, and you should be there as a parent. Go ahead, go before the child, prepare their mind, prepare them for the new season. Now, there's a question for us. What might my child encounter this term, and what internal resources will they need to navigate it? What will your child encounter this term, this new session, this new first term they are resuming school in? What will they encounter, and what will they need to navigate those stuff they encounter on their path? So that's a completely different question. You are not trying to predict, okay? You're not trying to predict everything. You're not saying, oh, this is what I should be. That's not the goal here. You're preparing your child. You're simply preparing them to respond wisely when life happens. You are simply preparing your child to respond wisely when life happens, because life is happening every day. Your child is not going to remain that child. Their life is going to happen. They are growing, okay? Life is going to happen. So are you preparing them to respond wisely to life, or they will just be there floating? They don't even know what to do. So prepare your child to respond wisely when they go back to school. Prepare them. So now, the first thing your child needs before resumption is emotional readiness. That's the first thing. So let's talk about this. Some children are excited about returning. Some are anxious. Okay, some are pretending they don't care. Some say, I don't care about the new school term. Some are actually worried about academics. Some are worried about friendship. So these are the things in your child's mind. So have you taken the time to find out? Okay, some are afraid of a particular teacher. So these are the issues. These are the issues that we should be discussing with our children to find out, so that we can guide them, so that we can steward these seasons. Okay, some have experienced something during the previous term that they haven't told you, and some simply don't know how to explain what they are feeling. That's why we cannot assume. You cannot assume my child is fine, my child is okay. So that's where many parents are right now. They're always thinking, they're always unaware of what is happening in their children's world. God that brought the children will take care of them. Please let me go and look for money to take care of them. No, it's beyond that. So stop staying in the place of assumption that my child is fine, your child looks fine, your child behaves fine, so they are fine. No, they are not fine. So try and go into your children's world and see where you can steward, see how you can steward their life, their seasons. Okay, the season where they are moving into a new sense. I remember during the before we went for the holiday, everybody was excited. Oh, my child have graduated. graduated from nursery to primary, graduated from basic to secondary, from secondary to the university. Hey, everybody's excited. But do you know what your child is struggling with? Do you know what they are battling with? So don't just assume my child is fine. They may be struggling. They may be under pressure. Okay, so you as a parent, you should be able to steward the season. How do you steward the season? By going before them, by being aware, using your stewarding the season. By how do you steward the season? By going before them, being prepared, preparing them for their part. Hi, thank you for being here. Preparing them for their part. So we need to create opportunities to tell. We need to create opportunities for them to tell us. So we need to create time. We need to create this season so that we can communicate, we can have conversations, and then we can find out what they are thinking, what their pressures are, what their struggles are. Okay, that way we can find out for ourselves. Now, so instead of the conversation that many parents often meet, instead of trying to say, okay, your child is just fine, your child is okay, are you ready for school? The child will probably say yes. That's what they will tell you. Okay, you ask your child, how are you? They'll tell you fine. They would always tell you fine. So you tell your child, are you ready for school? They'll tell you yes. That's the most probable answer you will receive. So try, what are you looking forward to? Try, what are you looking forward to? What are you not looking forward to? Is there anything you are worried about? So in these questions, you'll be able to get where your child is per time, so that you can steward them. It's in these questions, it's in these conversations, in this reply, you'll be able to get where your child is. So what are you looking up to? What are you not looking up to? Is there anything you are worried about? Is there anything you wish would be different about this new term? What do you wish for? So that way you can know what your child is thinking. Is there anything you want me to help you with? Okay, these questions create opportunities, it creates rooms, it creates the time so that you can find out and then steward their times. Okay, you can find out and steward their times. Now imagine a child. Imagine a child that tells the mom, a child who says, oh mom, see, I don't want to go back to school. And many children are actually there. I don't want to go back to school. The mother says, oh, stop that. Everybody goes to school. You must go to school. You have no reason to complain. And you are just being stubborn. You are just being rude. And you know how much you know how hard I work to pay your school fees. You know how hard I work for you to go to school. You will not sit down here and tell me that I don't want to go to school. You must go to school. Stop that. You just be ranting, and the child is trying to tell you that there's something they are struggling with, but you don't care. So the conversation ends immediately. But what if the child was worried about being bullied? We have heard of many cases of children. We've heard of many cases of children who were bullied to death. But if the parents, there's no how those children wouldn't have given clues to their parents that they were struggling, they were being bullied. There's no how they wouldn't have given clues to their parents. So, but parents don't care. Just think about, oh, my child is fine, my child is fine. Your child is, ask them these questions I just mentioned. Ask them, are you fine? What are you worried about? Okay, what don't you want to see in the new term, the new school? Okay, so stop just thinking about, oh, my child is fine and they're okay. Please bring this one for them. Bring bag, bring bottle for them. Bring that bag that have tire. That is the least of their worries. That is the least of their worries. Okay, so many people are being bullied to death. So many children are bullied to death. And why did they have to go that far? Because their parents were not available. They were not there to steward their seasons. So this is a call to wake up. Okay, what if they were struggling academically? Okay, they were struggling, and then their teachers don't even have the time. They don't have the patience to help them academically. They just bully them. Teachers still bully them and tell them, oh, you are so dull, you are low, go and sit at the back. And all of those stuff are not healthy. So they may be struggling academically and you say your child is fine, your child is okay. Your child is this. What if they felt excluded? Okay, what if they were afraid of being embarrassed? What if they had a conflict with a friend? So these are the issues, okay? The parents, you don't, as parents, we don't necessarily intend harm. Okay, we don't intend harm. There's no parent that intends to harm their child, no parent that brings forth a child into this world that intends to harm them, but the child learns. Okay, my feelings are inconvenient. They are inconveniencing for my parents. Okay, so and the child, since they know that their feelings are inconvenience, they keep it, they hide those feelings and try to manage them, and that is not a good place for any child to be at all. Okay, your child should not be made to have that feeling at all, that their feelings are too much for you to handle, that how they feel is too much for you to handle. Give your child the room, give them the opportunity to be able to come up with their struggles, so that they can bring their struggles home to you. You can iron them out, you can steward their seasons. Now imagine the parents saying, oh, tell me why you don't want to go back to school. I'm listening, tell me. You give the child the opportunity, make them. So that's the different outcome. You get different outcomes there. When you tell the child, listening, I'm listening to you, can you tell me? I will not leave this place until you tell me. That way the child knows that you are prepared for them. You have time to talk with them. Okay? So now this is what emotional readiness looks like. The child should know, I can talk to my parents. So this is what emotional readiness looks like. Okay, let your child know that I can talk to my parents. I can tell my parents when I'm struggling, when something is wrong, when something is off. I can remember growing up, many people were raped, many people were molested. They couldn't talk to their parents because everything they do to in their parents' sight is always wrong. They are always the bad child. They are always the bad this. They are bad that. Labeled wrongly. Their parents labeled, so they cannot talk to their parents. But we as parents now, we should not repeat that circle. Okay, we should not repeat that traumatic circle. We should stop traumatizing our children, because the child should know, I can talk to my parents, okay, and I will be heard. My voice matters. I can tell my parents when something is wrong. I don't have to hide difficult emotions, okay? Many of us, our children are struggling. They are trying to manage themselves. In fact, we are the one creating those difficult emotions. Everybody, hey, you are shouting. Everybody shout. Everybody we are scared. Hey, why you like this? Hey, you are hitting them. You are slapping them. And then they hide their difficult emotions. And one day they will explode. Yes, they would explode. It's either they have been imploding it, and one day it will all come out. So these are the emotional readiness that we should be looking out for. Let your child be able to say, I can make mistakes and still be loved. I can make mistakes and still be loved. And my feelings can be discussed without shame. Many of us are used to this kind of parenting, using shame as a disciplinary method. Tell your child, oh, I will call your uncle now. Tell him, I'll call your daddy now. Tell him that you have been misbehaving. I'll tell this person, I'll tell that person, you are not behaving well. You are this, you are that. These are the issues. Okay, these are the issues that we are talking about. We should not shame our children. Let your child be able to come with you with their feelings and not feel that they will be shamed. When they feel they will be shamed, they will never come to you. No matter what will happen to them, they will chest it. They will keep it and they will manage it themselves. They're going to manage it. But when they know that their feelings can be discussed without them being shamed, they'll come to you. So be that kind of parent. That's the kind of parent your children want you to be, that kind of parent. But many of us are even far from that place. So we cannot do all of this, as I'm saying, if you have not been trained. So that is why the Steward Tribals program is here. Okay, we are here for you. We are here. The program is created to help you become the kind of parent who can discuss their children's feelings without shame, who can discuss their children, the way their children feel, without shaming them. So that is emotional preparation. You cannot emotionally prepare your child without being trained. Yes, you say, oh, that you have been reading Ruth, your parents were pastors. In fact, you are pastors. Being a pastor is out of it. Okay, it's not part of you being able to emotionally prepare your child. It's completely out of it. Okay, so now let's talk about a restored routine. The holiday have altered the routine we're used to. The early morning wake up, the school run, the prepare food, meal preparation, and all of that. Trying to do school run, going to pick them from school, the school bus, expecting the school bus, all of those stuff have been altered. Now, how do we restore our routine? How do we restore the routine back? A second thing your child needs is a restored routine. So let's be honest, holiday routines can become interesting, a usual, and they don't want to leave it. I was asking my daughter today, I said, do you want to go to school lesson? She said no. So holiday routines can become, she said no, I want to enjoy my holiday. So holiday routines can become interesting. Sleep whenever, okay, wake whenever, eat whenever. Okay, it's so interesting. Children they don't have to wake up early in the early hours and start preparing for school, not to go late to school. Okay, so play whenever. Then suddenly school starts Monday morning. Everybody's trying to rush to school. Everybody's trying to rush to school by Monday morning and all of those stuff. All we do, we should make ourselves accessible to our children. Exactly. Hi, Juliet. Hi, James. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Please don't leave here without subscribing to the channel, okay? So then you ask, they're enjoying, but school, then suddenly school starts on Monday morning in school, and parents expect the child to transform overnight. You just say, oh, today is Monday morning, we are resuming because you have bought school bag, you have bought bottle. So you just automatically try to restore your child back to that school routine routine that is so tasky for your child. So, but children are not machines. Your children are not machines. So if your child's sleep has shifted significantly, if your child's sleep have changed, start adjusting it gradually. It's not something that you just feel like, okay, you press this button, press that button, everything just goes. No, you adjust gradually because they are human beings. Yes, thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much. In all you do, just be available to your children, be accessible, accessibility. Let your children be able to access you. Don't be a monster. Don't be a room tiger to your children. Let your child be able to access you always. Now, restoring sleep. Be able to adjust gradually. Restoring sleep. Sleep, it affects afternoon mood, it affects learning, affects even their memory. Sleep affects behavior, emotional regulation. So don't wait until the final night. Okay, begin creating the school reading now. Start creating the school reading now. So restore even the morning. Start practicing wake up. Okay, start practicing wake up now. Start making the bed, start brushing, start dressing. Okay, start eating, start packing. Start now, prepare. Okay, leave not necessarily at the exact school schedule immediately, but restore the reading. Restore the reading. It's not necessarily that, okay, you are preparing, you are wearing your school uniform, you are rushing to school. It shouldn't be that, because we are not actually going back to school. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all so much. So restore the reading gradually. Restore the reading gradually. Let your child now start preparing. It's few weeks. I was checking my calendar this morning on the resumption time, and I saw that, oh wow, it's so close. So this starts gradually. Start restoring the reading for resumption. Okay. So now another thing that many parents have been during the holiday, we have dumped our children with screen. So this is also where you need to look at technology. You need to look at technology. If the child has been sleeping with the phones beside the pillow every night, you just say, oh, now it's holiday now, let them just have access to the phone. Resumption is the wrong time to suddenly declare, hey, drop phones, do this one. From tomorrow, no phone. That is not the right time for you to do that. You don't start screaming at resumption, drop your phones, do this one from tomorrow. We can't touch my phone again. Instead, start establishing healthier expectations now. Okay, and remember, don't just remove screens, replace them. So it's not a matter of taking screens off. What do you have for them to do instead of screen time? What do you have for them to do instead of screen time? What will your child do instead? What will your child do instead of the screen time? So there are many things they can do. They can read, they can play, they can talk, they can create, they can draw. Okay, they can exercise. There are a lot they can do. Now they can even help around the house. There are home chores they can do. They can clean up the house. Yes, your children can clean up the house. But many parents say, I suffered growing up. My parents suffered, and this one happened, that one happened. And I felt as if I was maid in my own father's house, so my children will not help around the house. So you get them maids around the house. They don't clean after themselves. Their room is dirty everywhere because they are in holiday. No, they can help around the house. Start now. Start engaging your children. Let them do stuff around the house. Stop shielding your children because you suffered in your childhood. You now say you want your children will not suffer. That's a very wrong mindset. It's a very wrong mindset. Stop shielding your children. Stop taking obstacles off their path. Stop trying to navigate their path for them. Okay, let them be able to walk their path. Let them start walking their path gradually. Start allowing them to walk their path, build their path, because that is what life is about. You cannot do life for your children. You cannot take away all the challenges they are going to have from their path. Okay, that is what they are going to work for themselves. Everybody is going to live life for themselves. You are at a particular point in time, you are not going to be with your child anymore. Okay, but there's an error that still happens. You see some people at 50, at 40, they are still with their parents. That's an error. Okay, so you should be able to start now. Start allowing them to help around the house. Let them be able to build the skills for dependence. Okay, for them to be dependent for themselves instead of trying to be always independent. Sorry, instead of depending on you always. Now, another thing that we can look up to preparing for our children for the new school year is a prepared mind. A prepared mind. So that's another key thing that we should look out to. A prepared mind. A prepared mind, this is where many parents make a mistake. They think, oh, your children, you don't even think your child have a mind. You don't even think your child have a mind. So that's why you say, I beat them up like my mate. When I'm beating them, I beat them like my mate. So your child have a mind, and you have to prepare that mind, okay? So they hear school preparation, and immediately they think, oh, revision. They are thinking about revision. They are now, the pressure of exam period, exam season just comes up. Academic preparation matters, but mental preparation is broader. Academic preparation is key, very, very key, but mental preparation is broader. Your child needs to transition from holiday mode into learning mode. Your child needs to transition. So because of screen and all of that, many people just dumped learning to the back burner, and then they just, holiday season is time for screen. But you can still be able to transition your child from holiday mode into learning mode, because that is what life is about. They should be learning every day of their life. Gentle academic reactivation. Okay, gentle academic reactivation. Now you can start by short reading sessions. You can start with short reading sessions. Revision of important concepts. Revision of important subjects. Simple writing exercises. Mental math. Okay, educational conversations. You can start with all of this. Revision of important concepts. Just have conversations around learning. Okay, don't have to be complicated. Don't have to be structured. Have all of this. That's the way you can reactivate school mode. Okay, reading for pleasure. Don't turn the final week into academic punishment. So you just remember that, hey, these children have traveled, have not been around. Oh, hey, these children, I sent them to my uncle's place since. Now, how will I bring them back to this one? So you put them under punishment. So I'm going to be reading. You read from morning to night, or you just be there and be reading. So the final week must not turn to academic punishment. It must not turn to that. You can make it fun, okay? Make it fun. And you don't have to beat a child to teach them. You don't have to hit a child to be able to pass your... You don't have to beat a child to be able to teach them. So don't turn the final weeks into academic punishment, into academic pressure. You don't have to do that. Now, so the goal is to reactivate the learning muscles. That is the goal. The goal is not for you to punish them with academics. Okay, just stay there. Oh, you went to your cousin's house, you were playing, you were watching the screen for the whole holiday. Now it's a time for you to be reading. Just read. You read there, you stay there, you read from morning to night. That is not the goal. Okay, the goal is to be able to activate their learning muscles. Let them start building their learning muscle. Okay, because learning is what your child should have been doing even during the holiday. Now prepare your child for challenge. Prepare your child for challenge. Tell your child, you may find some things difficult this term. Prepare them for challenges. Tell your child that you may find some things difficult this term. Let them know. Okay, let them not think, the term will be just be blissful, nobody's going to. So when somebody hurts them, when somebody steps on their foot, they would be finding it difficult. Because so prepare your child, let them know that some things are going to be difficult, their part, and then teach them how difficulty doesn't mean inability. Teach them how difficulty doesn't mean inability. Teach them to say, I don't understand yet. I don't understand yet. Let them be able to have a voice, and let them know their voice. Instead of, oh, I'm stupid. The child is thinking, oh, I'm stupid. How can I not understand this? Oh, how would I be having this challenge? Oh, how would this be happening to me? No, let your child know that I don't understand this yet, and I will still understand it. I need to stay a little longer. I need to stay in the process. I will understand. Instead of saying, I'm stupid. Your child is stupid. So all this label, because we are frustrated or we are angry, we are triggered. Most times we just open our mouths and just be saying stuff to our children. Yes, the children are going to be a lot to handle, but then we should be able to put ourselves together as parents. Put ourselves together. Hold yourself together as parents. It's not as it's doing you be saying it. Okay, put yourself together. A child will be thinking, you say, oh, I'm stupid, because you've once labeled them like that. Not even once, you do it often. You call your child, you are such a stupid boy, or you are such a stupid girl. You stole, you did this, you did that. So that is not a good label, and the child will start thinking, I'm stupid, I cannot understand. You let them know that I don't understand this yet, and I'm going to understand it eventually. So that's a powerful difference. Okay, that's a very powerful difference in the mind of your child. So that's the mental preparation that you have to give to your child. Now, independence and responsibility is another place we need to prepare our children. Independence and responsibility. Let's be able to prepare them to be independent and responsible for themselves, because that's what eventually will happen. They're not going to be dependent on you forever. Okay, this is the fourth thing your child needs, is independence. We have to ask ourselves a difficult question. We have to ask ourselves this question: what am I still doing for my child that my child should be learning to do for themselves? What is it that you're still doing for your child? Many of us, because of impatience, will not allow your children to do stuff, and you just step in and do it so that you can be fast. You can just go your way. Ask yourself, what are you doing for your child that you are not allowing them to, that they should be doing for themselves? Okay, what are you doing for your child that you are still doing for them? So sometimes we call it love, but we are actually preventing development. We're actually preventing growth. We call it, oh, I love my child too much. Your child cannot take water from the dispenser. Your child cannot clean. Your child cannot sweep. You are still helping your teenager. You are still cooking. You have a teenager in your house. You are still cooking everywhere. And you are sweating. Your teenagers are there pressing their phone. You are still cooking, and you have teenagers in your house. So, but we are actually preventing them from development. Yes, you are preventing them from development. So imagine a 12-year-old whose mother will pack every school item, prepare everything. You have a 12-year-old in your house. You are the one packing everything, preparing everything, or reminding them, repeatedly, it's time for this. So you're the one keeping their time. They have not learned how to use time for them to prepare themselves. You remind them everything repeatedly. You find everything for them. You solve every problem for them. You speak for them. You tell them, oh, this is it, and just do this, and now it's time for this. As a parent, you become exhausted, and your child will always be cling to you, be tied to your wrapper. They become dependent on you. So the mom complains. The mom complains, this child cannot do anything independently. You are the one that is underneath the problem. You're the one that is fueling the problem. Okay, but independence doesn't magically appear at 18. Independence doesn't automatically come up. It's not something that just, now my child is at 18, my child is so independent. Independence is trained. Independence is trained. You actually train for it. Now, practical responsibility before resumption. Teach your child. Yes, teach your child to organize their school materials, prepare their bag, care for their uniform, manage simple belongings, then track assignments, prepare what they need, take responsibility for their mistakes. Many children, because in fact, we are the ones that are not allowing them to take responsibility for their mistake. We tell them, oh, you mean you did that? Because your child knows that you cannot stand their mistake, they lie to you. They will not take responsibility for their mistake. They'll just, this one happened, that one happened, because you would You will be angry with them. So allow your children take responsibility for their mistake. Okay? Yesterday something spilled here. I did not even say anything. My daughter just went to go and bring the mop and cleaned it. So let your child take responsibility for their mistakes. So I say, hey, you have poured it again. I told you to be careful. I told you to be careful. You beat them, and you still say you go and bring the mop and you clean it. So that is not you allowing your child take responsibility for their mistakes. So for teenagers, increase the responsibility. For teenagers, increase their responsibility. The goal is not my child must do everything alone. That is not the goal. Okay, if you have not empowered them before now, if you have not taught them before now, you not suddenly start trying to make them to do everything. That is not where you start from. That way you will get angry and then impatience will just counter everything. So you are just going to start gradually. So the goal is my child must gradually become capable. It's gradually you start doing it. So you don't just wake up now and say, oh, my child is now 18. She cannot cook. I've been cooking for her since she has been in boarding house. Now, if so, boarding house, they don't need to come back home. In boarding school, they don't come back home. They've been in boarding school. So the holidays, just accept it that you have failed and start from where you are. So everybody makes mistakes. So you have made a mistake. So start from where you are and do it gradually. Stop putting the children under pressure and say, oh, my child is 14, is 16. She cannot cook. They cannot cook. Start gradually because the goal is for you to make your child capable. Let them be able to take care of their world, become independent. Now, communication skills. Many children are not able to communicate because they just feel that my thoughts don't matter because you have successfully trying to shut their voice. So communication skills is a thing. The fifth thing your child needs is the ability to communicate. The ability to communicate is a skill your child needs. Your child needs to know how to ask for help. They need to know how to express discomfort. So many children are not comfortable with issues. They just keep quiet and say, oh, if I talk now, my uncle will be angry, my auntie will be angry, my mother will be angry. So they just keep quiet. They don't know how to disagree respectfully. Because they disagree, they just say anything that pleases them. Thank you so much, ma. They just say anything like that. So ability to be able to report a problem. When there's a problem, they should be able to report the problem. Communicate with teachers. Okay, so these are the people that are supposed to supervise them. So they should be able to communicate with them. Speak to trusted adults. When there's a discomfort, there's a problem around them, they should be able to communicate it to trusted adults around them. Tell you when something is wrong. This is key. Your child should be able to tell you when something is wrong. It's not that, oh, you just be there and be thinking, my child is fine, my child is okay. Your child is not fine. Think, have conversations with them. That's when you know your child is actually, he or she needs help in this place. So that's a thing that we should look up to. So teach them, your child, the language, okay, for communication. Okay, don't simply tell your children, oh, speak up now, open your mouth and talk. That is not all that there is. Okay, doing everything for your children, even the ones they can do, is a good recipe for over dependency. Exactly. Thank you so much, ma. So you cannot be doing everything for your children. It is a recipe for over dependency. Yes. Eventually you'll still be trying to bail them out. Eventually because you have been trying to do everything for them. And you say, oh, that they will learn the hard way. They will go and learn. Maybe they don't want to learn in this house now. They will go and learn. Tomorrow is you that will still come to bail them. The time you are supposed to be flexing because you are done with your work. That's the time you start trying to bail yourself out. So now, how do you teach the language for communication? Don't just say, oh, speak up, and they cannot speak up to you from the house. You don't allow them to speak up. So give them words. Teach them, I don't understand. Let them be able to say, I don't understand. Please explain that again. I tell my child, speak up, okay? Please explain that again. I don't feel comfortable with that. I need help. Let your child be able to communicate all of this feeling. Please stop. I need to tell my parents. This. I made a mistake. Let your child have the boldness to communicate. Many of us have stifled the voices of our children. They don't know how to say, oh, I've made a mistake. Mistake is such a huge problem, because any mistake is like a death sentence. It's like a death sentence. Okay, so these are practical tools that we can use to empower our children. A child who cannot communicate discomfort may struggle to communicate danger. A child who cannot tell you, oh, I'm not comfortable with what is going on, they will struggle to communicate when they are in danger, and then just load in it, because they were not given the opportunity to say, oh, I'm not comfortable with this. So that's why you should empower the voices of your children. Let them be able to communicate. Not that when they say one, you say, I will finish flogging you first. When I finish flogging you, the child will not tell you anything. No, they will not tell you anything. So if you want them to tell you something, let them be able to tell you when they have discomfort. Oh, even if it doesn't make sense, let them just talk. Let them just talk. I know they are children. Children can be a lot. But you as a parent too, you should be a lot. Okay, your children is a lot. They are children, and they can be a lot. So we too, we should be a lot for them. Okay, so that when there's a danger, they can communicate. When there's a danger, when they are going through what is not normal, they can pass the information, and then we'll be able to step up as parents to the problem. So communication is also a safety skill. So many children don't have the safety skill. Many children don't have safety skill. When there's a problem, they just look in it and then struggle there, and they think that's how life is lived. That is not how life is lived. So communication is a safety skill for everyone. Communication is a safety skill. It's something that can take you out from trouble, from danger. So your ability to be able to communicate with your world, tell the people around you, this is what is happening, I need help. Communication is from communication that you will be safe. It's from communication that you'll be safe. And parents, don't punish your children for bringing you problems. Don't punish your child for bringing you problems, for bringing you uncomfortable information, for bringing you things that seem huge. Don't punish your child. You mean, yeah, you did this, you did that, and why you this, why you that? You now beat the child. Don't punish your child for doing that, okay? Now, if every difficult disclosure produces shouting, you mean you did that? Have I not told you before? You just be ranting. You rant and lecture them. This is not how to do it. That is not how to do it. Why did you do it like that? You are shouting your interrogation and humiliation, and the child is ashamed to come up with another one. It brings immediate, you bring up immediate punishment. Say, go and kneel down. In fact, go and bring my cane. In fact, some of you don't even need cane. You just look for anything, any weapon around you. If it's stick, if it's charger, if it's this one, you say, this one will meet you now. You do anyhow, you say anyhow. You just bring up immediate. Eventually, the child learns that their voice don't matter. Okay, eventually the child learns that silence is safer than coming to you. We want the opposite instead. Okay, we want the opposite. We want our children to be safe. And how can they be safe? Is you, the parent, being a safe place to report, being a safe place, being a safety bet, being their safety, to be able to come to you and say, oh, dad, mom, see what I'm going through. I need help in this area. I'm being bullied. See what I did. See what happened. See what happened. Say I fell here. I did here. So let your child be a safety belt for your child. So now, so that's an ability that we need to have, and we cannot just have it if we just tell us, oh, who is this small girl that you want to train us on parenting? So we have been empowered to do that. So join the Steward Tribals program. We can help your parenting journey, okay, so that you become a safety for your child instead of being triggered by them. How children, yes, they can be a lot. So, but we need to be able to be a lot too as parents. We need to be empowered. We need to go before them. We need to be prepared, steward their seasons before them. Okay. So now, social and personal safety skills is another skill your child needs to have for the new school year. Safety, okay, and personal safety and social skills. Now, the sixth thing your child needs is safety skills. How to be safe. You cannot follow our children everywhere. Say, oh, and put the bag, put it on inside the boot, put this one inside the boot. At some point, they will be in classrooms. they'll be in playgrounds, they'll be in buses, in school, in social events, in sleepovers. Many of us that still do that. You just allow your children to go and do sleepover in places that you are not even sure of. A lot will not happen there, in sports activities and other environments. So these are the issues, okay, without us being standing beside them. So now, will it be safe for them? So we need to prepare them for those times. We need to prepare them for those times. Teach boundaries. Teach your child their body belongs to them. Teach your child that their body belongs to them. They can say no to inappropriate touches. They can say no and nothing will happen. No matter how the person threatens them, nothing will happen. They can say no because their body is theirs. They can live uncomfortable situations. Okay? They can seek help from a trusted adult. So they can seek help from a trusted adult. So I'm trying to see if my mic is on. So they can seek help from a trusted adult. So they don't have to keep unsafe secrets. They don't have to, no pressure. Let your parenting be one that your children know that they cannot keep on. They don't have to. Okay, they should tell you when something feels wrong. Let your child know that they can communicate all of this to you because these are safety skills that they need. And this needs to be age appropriate. This needs to be age appropriate. You not start telling your 5-year-old what you be telling your 15-year-old, or you not start telling your 15-year-old what you are still telling your 5-year-old. That is why you need to be equipped. And we created the steward tribe where we raise stewards. Okay, people who are stewarding the destinies of their children. Is in this platform we do that. So, and this needs to be age appropriate. You don't just give them a safety skill. You start telling your 15-year-old what a 5-year-old should be doing, or you tell your 5-year-old what they will not understand. Okay, so you have to give them age appropriate information, age appropriate transformation. Now, peer pressure is another way our children is going to face what our problem our children are going to meet out there. So don't only say, oh, don't follow bad friends. Practice scenarios with them. Okay, what would you do if someone tells you to do something you know is wrong? So many of our children even are still falling prey to this. They are still falling prey to this. So somebody say, beat her now, beat her, you beat her. I was reading a book. The woman was saying that her son was running. Another person said, catch her. So he was trying to catch her, and then he caught her on her stomach, touching her breast, and then there was a problem all over. So these are the issues. Okay. So what would you do if somebody is trying to? Why is it catching somebody? So what would you say if everyone else is doing it? What would you say? So give them language. No, I'm not doing that. No, I won't do that. So these are languages that we can empower our children with. That's not okay. I'm leaving now. I need to call my parent. So children need to practice. They need to be courageous to practice this before they need courage. Okay? Children need to practice courage before they need courage. They need to practice this. They need to practice. It's not, you don't expect them to automatically start practicing that. Let them say, I'm leaving. That's not okay. I need to call my parents now. Okay? So you need to be able to empower your children with these skills. So we're almost ending the class now. So now another thing that your child needs is connection with home. The 7th thing your child needs to be able to go back to school ready is connection with you. That's the 7th thing. Okay, your child needs before resumption is connection with you, the parent. This may sound simple. Oh, the connection, is it not connection that they have been talking since? Connection. And it's not a problem. It's not a big deal for me. I'm connected to my children. And it's not me that I've been giving them food. Have I not been giving them food? In fact, I've been struggling to pay their school fees. So this may sound simple, but it is profound. It's something you have to plan. You have to do intentionally. Your child needs to know that you are there. School may be difficult sometimes, but I have a home base. That you are there. You are a strong fortress for them. You are a strong fortress for them. I can come back and talk. I can tell my parents. I remember growing up, there was a parent, I I remember she was warning her daughter. The girl should be around 3 then. She was warning her. The girl is children now. Children like to talk. So the girl comes to her home and start telling the mother everything that happens in school. The mother, I can remember vividly, the mother warned her one day and told her to stop telling her the things that happen in her class. So these are the issues. So we should not be um, um, stifling our children's voice and say, "Oh, they won't come back home." That is not a skill we are giving our children. Let them know that we are available for them to talk. Okay, let them know that you believe in them. My parents believes in me. I am loved beyond my performance. It's not until they are coming first in their class, they are the best in this. They are just all you are thinking about is academics, forgetting character. Character is the foundation of your child. Character. So don't base everything on their performance. Oh, she came first in maths. She came first in English. After all the maths and all the English, how far now? So you should be able to go beyond their performance, because that's not what we take them to that future. What we take them is their character. That is where your focus, the goals should lie. So don't make school performance the condition for connection. Don't make, oh, this one is doing well, and you come, you are doing well, I'll buy you the bicycle, and you, this one, you are not doing well, and go and be reading. So don't make their performance at school become the condition for your connection, for you to be able to connect with them. Your child may have an excellent STEM, they may have an excellent experience, but your child may struggle. Okay, your child may come home with a great report card. They will come home and say, "Oh, this term has been good," but your child may come with disappointing results either. Also, your child may make good decisions. Your child may make mistakes. So just be aware of this, and just know that your connection, your presence, your accessibility have to be constant. Your child knows that they are going to make mistakes, they are going to make good decisions, they are going to make poor decisions. Your response communicates something powerful. Your response to be able to communicate something very powerful to them. Your performance matters, but your personhood matters more. Your performance matters, but your personhood, who you are becoming, matters more to me, your parent. Let your child be able to know that your personhood, who they are becoming, matters more to you than just their performance, and not just the English, the maths, the social studies, the grades. Let them know that who they are becoming matters more to you. So that doesn't mean we remove accountability. It means we don't make love conditional. It means your love should not become conditional because your child is still struggling in one way or the other. Those are kings. Your children, no matter where they are at right now, they are royalties. So treat them as such. Let your connection, let your love not be conditional on them, because whatever you do will come back to you as the parent. So now, there's a resumption check for stewards. The steward parents resumption check. For parents. Before school resumes, don't only check books, don't just check the lunch box, check uniform, the shoes. Oh, we need to buy new school shoes, we need to buy stationery, we need to buy new socks. Also check their heart. How is my child feeling? How are you feeling? How are they feeling? Check their mind. Is my child mentally prepared? Are they mentally prepared to go back to school? The routine. Have we restored healthy readings? Last week we talked, okay, it was in the holiday advantage that we talked about readings. So have we restored healthy reading? So the holiday advantage program is still there. You can still get it. Okay, so restore those readings. So responsibility. What can my child manage independently? The holiday advantage course, we talk about the readings that you need. Okay, so do well to get your slot and be in that class. In day 3 we talked about readings, I can remember. So in module 3, so what can my child manage independently? So this is responsibility. Communication. Does my child know how to ask for help? Some children are struggling and drowning. Imagine a child being told to enter a well, and the child entered to go and bring what? So that's communication gap. So does my child know how to ask for help? Safety, does my child know how to protect boundaries and seek for help? Does my child know that home is a safe place? Does my child know that home is a safe space? Now, parents, this is the difference between school preparation and stewardship preparation. This is the difference between school preparation and stewardship preparation. School preparation asks, what does my child need to take to school? The school fees, that school bag that have wheels. Stewardship preparation asks, okay, what does my child need within themselves to navigate school well? One parent prepares the bag, the other parent prepares the child. That is who a steward is. A steward prepares the child, and we need both. We need to prepare the bag and the child. So now this is why parents still struggle. This is a gap that makes parents still struggle. Okay? This is the reason why many parents still struggle. Now maybe you are listening and thinking, I know these things. What is she saying? I know all these things. And that's exactly where we will always be. Okay? We need to pause where we need to pause. I know these things because knowing is not always doing. Knowing is not, the fact that you know them does not mean that you are doing them. You are trying to check the mental state of your child. You may know that your child needs a routine. You may know that your child needs safety skills, needs communication skill. But how do you establish one without constant battles? How do you establish a routine without constant battles? You may know you need to communicate, but what do you say when there's a problem? When your child shuts down, you may know you need boundaries, but what and how do you set boundaries? How do you without becoming controlling? These are the issues. You may know your child needs independence, but how do you transfer responsibility without creating chaos? Your child needs independence, or they need independence. So now how do we transfer responsibility? How do they become independent? That is the gap between awareness and capacity. So you cannot parent just based on awareness. Okay, now this platform is giving you so much awareness. Don't stay on that part of defense. Okay, become capable, become an equipped parent, a parent who can guide their children. Because parenting is not just about knowing what is right. It's about developing the capacity to consistently show up and be the parent your child needs. Consistently practice what is right. Consistently become that parent your child needs. That's why steward parents remain teachable. We're always learning. We're always looking for information, looking for knowledge, looking for transformation. How to remove these old us? How to remove those us that have been programmed. That programming that we got that have led us to this where we are now. We are always trying to remove it, take it off, and become who God wants us to be for these children. So that is why we remain teachable. That is why we read, we learn. Okay? See what parents reflect. They seek guidance, they get support. Okay, they don't assume I love my child, therefore I automatically know how to parent every situation. Love gives you the heart to parent. Love gives you the heart to parent. But learning gives you the tools to prepare and parent well. Learning gives you the tools, the equipment you need to prepare and parent your children well. So that is what learning does for you. And you cannot learn by just being there and telling yourself, oh, my child is doing well. Now, I want your child sitting in their classroom on the first day in their first day at school. Just imagine that you won't be sitting beside them. You won't hear every conversation they are going to have with their friends. You won't see every interaction. You won't know every decision they make they make or they have to make. But you can send something before them. You can send something with them, not just books. Okay, that is stewardship. That is where stewardship comes in. You can send something with them, not just their lunch, not just their stationery. Okay, you can send confidence. You can send communication skills. You can send emotional security, responsibility. boundaries, wisdom, and the knowledge that I can always come home and talk to my parents. These are the things your children should be carrying. These are the stuff. These are the issues. These are the contents your children should be carrying with them as they go back to school. Not just their bag. They're just going with school bag, going with new lunch bag, the box. It goes beyond that. Let your child know how to do all of this, because they can come home and talk to you as a parent is also very paramount. So this is stewardship. Stewardship is the ability for them to be able to do so before the school bell rings. Check the child, not only the items. The items are important, but more importantly is the child. More important than those items is who your child is. So before the school bell rings, check the child. Don't only ask, is the school bag ready? Have you packed this? Did you pack that? Ask, is the child also ready? Is the child the main matter in the matter? Is he ready? So because school readiness isn't only about what's inside the bag, it's also about what's inside the child. It's not just about what's inside the bag. That is not where school readiness stops. It's about what's inside the child. And as steward parents, our responsibility is not simply to get children through the next term. Oh, just get them prepared, let them go to school, the new term, the new session. We are preparing human beings for life. We are preparing, just be thinking of who you are raising. Who is your child becoming? When you think of who your child is becoming, it will make you invest more in your parenting. So let's restore the routine. Let's build connection, rebuild connection, and prepare their minds, prepare who they are becoming, who they are, and let's teach responsibility, because strengthening communication is training. Strengthening the communication of your child is training. Let's teach safety, and let's remind our children you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be the child that is over there. You can always talk to me. You can always ask for help. And no matter what happens, we will work through it together. We'll work through this together. Let your child be confident in that. Okay, that is the kind of preparation that doesn't end when the school bell rings. That is the preparation that carries them through, even with the school bell, through the school gate. Because parenting is not ownership. Parenting is not ownership. It is stewardship. It is stewardship, stewarding the future, stewarding today, stewarding the times of your child. So heal the parents, steward the child, shape the generation. Thank you all so much for joining me today. We have come to the end of today's class. I hope you picked something today that you are going to be empowering your child with, instead of just preparing them for preparing the bags, but rather you start preparing your child today. Thank you all. The Holiday Advantage course is still available. You can book your slot and join the community, okay, and get your materials. Join the community, book your slot. The Holiday Advantage is still available, and prepare to be in the Steward Tribals program, because that is where all the transformation you need, the mindset you need, this equipment we have been talking about, you need for parenting is available for you to build capacity. You need capacity as a parent. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate your I appreciate you joining me till now. See you same time next week, Wednesday. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.